I'm sorry. Every time I look at these things, I think Jar Jar Binks. I can't help it. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Halo. We are now into episode 2, which is called Unbound. So the premiere episode, I think, was really good. I think it gave us a good taste of what this world is all about. It seems like it's pretty big, but we got some introduction to some main areas of this world. First, the UNSC, which seems to be like a intergalactic governmental agency. And then we found out there's a bunch of rebels that are also out there that don't necessarily want to be part of this agency, but it's not sounding like it's very much of a democracy. It's kind of like join or be expunged. We found out about the Spartans or the Spartan program, and one of the Spartans by the name of John, or his number 117. They seem to be some augmented superhuman people that were developed to basically help the UNSC keep order, but it looks like now they've become the primary defense against these aliens. And then, of course, there are aliens who are under this name, the Covenant. They seem to be wanting to eradicate humanity, but we don't know why. We got very little on them outside of the fact that they're still learning about humans in order to defeat them as well. So we kind of know where the chess pieces somewhat lay in this world. I think there's probably still more, but that was a lot to cover in the first episode. But we ended with John and Kwon, who is the one remaining survivor from the mining colony planet. They've escaped because John is starting to get some memories after coming in contact with an alien artifact that seems to be bringing back memories from his past or his childhood. So they're now on the lam, and the UNSC is going to be looking for them as well as these aliens, since they did take an artifact that the aliens were looking for as well. So the chase is on. We've got a lot of things that have kicked off our story into motion, and I'm ready to keep going and figuring out what's going on. But before I jump into this episode, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Thanks so much for coming. If you like this video, like what I do, I'd really appreciate if you hit that thumbs up button. It means a lot to me. So if it's in your heart to do, please do that. And if you really like it here, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when I do more of these reactions. The same goes for those of you who've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back. Please like and subscribe. It helps your girl out, and I would love to have you. All right, that out of the way, guys, let's get into Unbound right about now. Those cuts look very methodical. They don't look accidental. I see a number of empty beds. I'm assuming these are people who maybe didn't make it back from missions. But this is training center, so this is people who didn't even make it through training, I guess.
Can't let you go. What changed your mind?
Traitor.
Didn't know those dreams we had mean anything?
Clearly not.
Have a good breakfast. No one will find us there. John, it's a fresh start.
Ah. Flashback.
This place cost me my arm.
Ew!
Don't.
I don't think he wants to stay, man.
Either way. I'm a free man.
Exactly. Exactly.
Come with me.
He doesn't want to go.
You've got 5 minutes.
Yeah, go, Soren. Just go. You're gonna live to regret that. I can feel it. Can you walk faster? 5 minutes goes by a lot faster than you think, bruh. Now look at you in the same boots as Soren. Bet you wish you weren't such a dick to him. I'm kidding. We don't even know the backstory to that whole situation, so I'll reserve judgment for now.
Thing you took for magical. What is it?
None of your business.
How'd you make it stop the ship?
Don't know.
Touched it.
Thank you.
Thank you for finally just doing that. I know you have a lot to be mad at John for, but he did just save your life. Kept the the Kwon line alive. Or no, I guess, live. I wonder if Soren's still out there. Guess he might turn out to maybe be an ally for John if he is. Hopefully Soren gets the chance to look at him and say, I told you so. But I gotta say, it's very interesting. The growing back of the limb thing, that's some tech. That's some next level stuff. But it sounds like that scientist, that she's really just using the Spartan program as her personal laboratory, and that part makes things a little bit icky. I said she looked weird in the last one, cloning herself, and I think I might be right about that. I don't think there's a lot of lines where she's concerned, but we'll have to see how it goes as the series progresses.
That he was bringing back some magical.
Woo, dope. My fear of heights.
Capable of creating enormous
Shouldn't there be something up? There better be a force field, because that's dangerous. One good gust and y'all are going to be meeting the maker.
He wouldn't just leave us.
Chief's always got a plan.
Kai, Bannock, slip space factory tracking on the...
Come on, sis. You knew he wasn't okay when he left that planet.
Pause these orders. We'll find out when we need you.
So this one seems like she's more like John already. She questions things. Even on the planet, she was like, are you sure you're okay? Shouldn't I come with you? I feel like she might be an ally, but the other ones might be a problem. They still seem deep in the program.
Everything dies. Sit down, Bucko.
That is not comforting right now. God.
Sit down.
Oh, sounds very Star Trek. Red alert. Red alert. Oh, what is this place? Must be some place that's not on the up and up if they're hiding inside of an asteroid belt. Probably the place where two fugitives could hang. Oh, you said you wanted to see the galaxy, Kwon. Here's your first class pass. Maybe not quite the trip you anticipated, but you can't say it was boring.
Get the boss.
Maybe he should have rethought coming in the suit. He's like, I'm sorry. Was this supposed to be in my way? Glad we've established the hierarchy of things. Any more dumb tricks?
If I wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
Soren!
Nice you to drop by.
Isn't it Soren? Let me see your arm.
Hello, Soren. Look at you.
Called it. Your hand still looks horrible.
The UNSC's preferred replacement didn't just take your father's office. He's cleaning house, offering cash for your head.
Damn.
So they also want me dead.
Damn. You're making friends all over.
It's not even her fault. All she did was exist.
It's everything we always talked about, man.
It looks kind of filthy. It's interesting because this actually shows you like why society kind of has its appeal. Like obviously true freedom sounds great, but societies do offer structure, order, cleanliness, some level of protection. And while this place obviously gives them some refuge from the UNSC, I mean, look at it. It's not exactly luxury accommodations, you know what I'm saying? This is like one of those rides at Disney World. Oh my God, why are we going so fast? Y'all, this thing does not look stable.
I'm happy for you.
Well, I can see that.
Right? Bursting with joy. Y'all just don't value people's lives out here, huh? Well, I kind of like the way that they show the difference between Reach and this place. Like both have their advances, but the looks are very distinctly different. Okay, uncomfortable silence it is. How do they maintain oxygen?
Soren speaks of you so often.
Not that often, my dear. Not that often.
It's often enough if she feels like she can call you by name. I feel like also people in the Spartan program probably bond in a way that would be very different from others. I'm wondering when Soren left in the program, it sounds like he didn't go through the emotional deconditioning, or if that's even a word. That's the best you could do? I'm sorry. Every time I look at these things, I think Jar Jar Binks. I can't help it. Okay, someone wants to get off the planet. Why is she blessed? This sounds almost like it's based on a South African tongue, like Tosa. Yeah, something tells me this is not just a mission for the cause. I think she really wants to be around people who don't look like you. Because ew. I mean, if you're the only human in a planet full of aliens, you've got to be curious about other people.
It's called Cortana.
What, Microsoft's involved now?
Artificial General Intelligence. The first of its kind.
So basically you're talking about mind control.
Cortana is the next stage in human evolution.
Yeah, no, it's mind control, and you should all be afraid. Be very, very afraid. I told you this scientist was somebody you need to watch out for.
Their performance upgradable. And most importantly,
Open your eyes and be creepy now. The fact that she made this thing that she's esteeming so highly with her own face should tell you that this woman's got a serious god complex. I don't trust her.
And didn't that process depend on biological substrates derived from the illegal practice of flash cloning humans?
Yep.
Provides an opportunity for a limited trial of the system, yes.
Good.
Put her in a very awkward position.
We have a war to win.
And the reason you're going to lose it is because of that Cortana project, I promise you.
I want justice.
Oh,
Revenge and justice are easy to confuse.
they are. Only one of them will actually make you feel good. And that's the thing. People don't realize you can feel justified in your revenge, but it doesn't mean that it is justice. And that's where it gets blurry.
I give him a day.
One you gave me.
Right? I think you should guilt him about that for a few decades.
I can name all the planets in the sky.
can you?
Smart boy.
Wife? I kid.
If you want, I could show you them.
I thought it was impossible. I thought the treatments they gave us.
Treatments?
Is that what you call him?
What is it? Clarity. I think I've had enough clarity.
Right?
Makes you as numb to life as you are to the taste of this food.
Yep. You need emotions to fully experience life, my guy.
The living in the dark.
Soren, leave John be. He has a lot on his mind.
Oh, he's so cute! If anything happens to him, John, I swear to God, I hold you responsible.
Yes. Kessler?
What's this?
It's,
Sticker.
it's his sign.
Aw. He gave you a happy face stamp. Cute.
Thank you, Kessler. I accept.
Thank you, Kessler. I accept.
Don't mock him. Like, leave him alone. He's trying. He's on drugs. Leave him alone.
Good night.
Hi, Kessler, you're so cute. Please, please, show. I know you're not against killing children, so please leave Kessler. Please leave him alone.
Ma'am, xenotechnology is my department.
I'm aware. If I recall, I put you in that position.
Damn.
Ma'am, I've had enough of being manipulated for the day. Get back to work, Miranda.
Okay. Just spouting sense and facts and actual things that are helpful, and you're like, nah.
Drag this thing halfway across the galaxy because it's pretty. What does it do?
It powered his ship.
Thank you, Kwon. It's okay. He wasn't going to break it. God. Something about your DNA, Johnny. But in that flashback, it showed that John was drawing that artifact when he was a child, so there's obviously a connection of some kind. I wonder if, like, his parents made it?
So he's insane.
He's sensitive. Hanging out with the aliens will change you, bro.
I like that. So he's insane. Sensitive? That's the word we're using now? He's not crazy. He's just sensitive.
No sudden moves. I'm just kidding.
Man, you needed Soren in your life bad, John. Your sense of humor gone. Doing these badass dad jokes in the ship. If you hung out with Soren, you would have been able to make Kwon laugh. Well, everybody here seems amazing.
Don't worry. It won't bite you.
You sure? I think some of them would. Especially if you had a churro a little too close to your finger. Oh my gosh, isn't this the guy from Wheel of Time? The merchant? Kind of looks like him, but it's dark. Why is no one shutting the door?
When I was a guest on their ship.
Guest?
But a blessed one has an obligation. An obligation.
We're losing
a responsibility. No. Hey.
You should listen to him.
You don't want to help the Covenant destroy us, do you? No.
Probably not, since I'm human.
Good!
Why is it making the crazy people crazier? Passed out. Who was that?
John.
Ah, too many pieces.
You don't understand what you are, do you?
Clearly not. Do you see the confused blank look on my face?
What am I?
Blessed one?
What is that ring? A door.
To what?
The end of life as we know it.
All life? Human life? I need specifics.
You felt it, didn't you? The darkness. Yes.
Uh-oh.
And destroy yourself.
Well, let's back it up. Slow down. Let's talk about this. There's got to be some alternates. A few alternatives. Come on now.
John!
He's not destroying that thing. That thing is opening up his past.
Oh, I understand completely. You need to get back to her. Yeah. You're running back to Halsey.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime there's a problem, I'm there to fix it.
You have no loyalty to anything.
You want to talk to me about loyalty?
Right.
You gave me 5 goddamn minutes.
You were wrong to run.
You were wrong to stay.
Master Chief, wait!
Let him go.
Can I trust you?
Of course you can.
Yeah, he was never the problem, John.
John,
Promise me.
Guess.
Don't I get a say in this? You can't just leave me here.
You want to go back and die? Don't be upset, Kwon. As you can see, John's not a very layered person at this point. He's kind of one note, kind of like a one-track minded kind of guy. He's got a lot of programming he clearly needs to get through. But it's nice that we're seeing a few more layers to why he's so conflicted about this whole UNSC thing. I have a bad feeling that his buddies are going to show up in this place and do a lot of damage and he's going to be gone. But I don't think Kwon's going anywhere. I hope not. Just, you better leave Kessler alone. That's all I know. Those buttons are dangerous.
Bring him in.
Y'all don't have any questions why he would suddenly do that, huh? Okay, I'm okay with this now, because if they follow John, then they'll probably leave the little rebel planet alone. Not the happy face sticker is still there. Or stamp. Oh, here comes your psychotic mom. What kind of creepy pseudo-mom psychosexual things going on between those two? I can feel weird energy. I like her more. Miranda's the one you should be hanging with, not this toxic-ass scientist.
Your actions have created a host of problems, not just for you, but for the whole Spartan program and for me personally.
I don't give a damn about you.
We will return to our place as the gem of the outer colonies.
Kwon's just building up her villain origin story right now, man. She like, I'm gonna kill this man in the face.
Well, I don't think the situation was different.
Oh, new gear. Guess she convinced them. Oh.
But I know it's out there.
What happened to you, sis?
There's no one else I could trust.
Ew, look at her happy face.
You made the right choice.
Get off. Look at her. I'm terrified of narcissists, you guys. I'm sorry. And this woman is giving you every classic red flag of being a genuine narcissist. And a narcissist with power? Not okay. And look at that. Her little clone is awake and probably has been for a long ass time. Oof. The plot is starting to get thick and I'm down for it. All right, guys, that was episode 2 of Halo, which was called Unbound. This episode was nice in that it gave us a little bit more insight into kind of John and some of the way that his mind works. We didn't get a ton of background, obviously, but we see that from when he was even in his training time, he was considering leaving the program. I think he fundamentally found some things wrong, potentially either with what they were doing or the propaganda, or maybe that they were putting them through as far as the physical augmentation. But in the end, it looks like he does have a deep sense of duty, a deep sense of what he feels is right and wrong. And as we saw at the beginning of the episode, he actually chose between friendship, it looks like, because it looks like him and Soren were quite tight. And in the end, he knew that by changing his mind and effectively almost getting Soren caught or killed, that was probably going to very severely damage, if not completely ruin their friendship. And that's a hard decision to make for anyone, to choose duty over like love and friendship. So it kind of gives us an idea into like where John's moral compass is in this whole situation. And it lets us know too how brutal this Spartan training program is, right? Like Soren lost an arm. We're not exactly sure if that was through, an exercise that they did, or if it's through some kind of augmentation that was happening at the hands of Dr. Halsey. But I think that it should be noted, and I think it's very important, that Soren has a severe dislike for that woman, as well as a distrust of her and what she's doing. But I think, to me, that shows that there is a strange, and I mean, they kind of hinted at this in episode 1 too, in the way that Halsey was so vehemently fighting for John not to be killed or destroyed. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that that's also not just maybe her genuinely caring about him, but there's a weird connection there. And I say weird just because Halsey worries me. I'm not saying she's evil, okay? I'm not saying she's evil, but I definitely see the narcissistic tendencies. I see the science and advancement over everything type of tendencies. I don't think she has humanity or human rights or even succession as a priority. I think her idea and her mindset is more around evolution, dominance, getting to the next big thing before everybody else. And she really doesn't care who has to end up in the wake of she doesn't care about the damage that she's going to cause to get to that place, right? She's one of those people who's like scientific advantage or advancement over everything. And that's a dangerous place to be, because, if you lose your humanity to further humanity, is it really so humane anymore, right? I think you need to reassess your values if that's the case. But that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from her, is that she's willing to do whatever. And I think that we don't know exactly how John ended up in the Spartan program. Like, there's a huge gap the show is not showing us from his childhood with what looks like maybe scientists, like looking at the way his parents were dressed. I'm assuming those were his parents, by the way. I don't know, maybe they're not, but it looked like he was with some people who looked pretty smart. To go from something like that to suddenly being in the Spartan program, that's a huge change. And the fact that he has no memory of them and no memory of his childhood is worrisome. So I'm almost wondering, like I said, I'm starting to think maybe his parents were onto something. Maybe he had their hands on the artifact already and were doing something, and somehow the UNSC found out about it. Possibly Halsey found out about it. His parents were taken out. He survived, and she decided, rather than have him kind of obliterated with the rest, wipe his mind, put him into the Spartan program, right? That's my prediction, is something like that went down. And because of the fact that she was probably instrumental in his family dying, she might feel some weird twisted guilt, and that might be why she's developed this weird forged bond with him. And that, I'm thinking a combination of that and the fact that, again, I don't know how young John was when he was taken into this program. And again, I'm making a lot of assumptions. Let's put that up. I'm not saying this happened. I'm just saying, I just get a sense that this is what might be going down. But if he was taken at a young age after losing his family, John would have been extremely vulnerable and looking for any type of grounding, anything to make him feel anchored, probably looking for a mother and or father figure. And if Halsey showed up, and she's, offering all this care and affection and a sense of security and a sense of this feeling like you're anchored to something, John would latch onto that in a very deep way, even though the connection itself may not be very real or very full of substance. But I feel like that's the kind of connection that's going on here. I don't think it's one based on her doing a bunch of great things or them actually fostering a beautiful relationship. I think it's more of like I said, I think there's something that Halsey was getting out of it, and then possibly it spilled over into her actually caring somewhat about John, and conversely, John needing that paternal figure in his life and Halsey filling that gap. Because I think it was very telling that Soren said, "Oh, mommy's going to fix it for you." That terminology is very, I think, purposeful in kind of describing the kind of relationship that John feels like he's got with Halsey, and also saying in that cell that you're the only person I can trust. And the way she smiled about that, it wasn't even like a relief. It was like okay, good, I have you exactly where I want you kind of smile, right? So it's not a healthy relationship, I guess is my point. I don't see it being a positive relationship for John anyways. And I really want to see more of like why this connection happened, but it explains why also in the beginning with him abandoning the UNSC, even if he really does believe that he doesn't belong there, even if he agreed with all the same things that Soren was talking about, and from the sounds of things, it looks like Soren stopped taking whatever those suppression pellets are that they take. That's probably what encouraged him to run. But yeah, for him to change his mind at the last minute and not want to leave, I think that was way more to do with Halsey than it was to do with his sense of duty. But I think it was all kind of rolled up into that same thing. So yeah, I think this was kind of good in getting us a little bit more insight into the way that John's brain might be working as far as how he thinks, because he doesn't talk a lot. So we kind of have to infer a lot from these flashbacks and the people that are around him. But I did like seeing him on the planet with Soren, seeing like where Soren ended up, seeing that there is a place where kind of like you said, the misfits of the galaxy are gathering. They're not UNSC, they're not with the rebels, they're just trying to chill and live. And I mentioned in the episode, I like the dichotomy of them showing like Reach, the shiny, pristine, city of wonder that they want everyone to think is utopia. And then you've got like where the true freedom is, but it's not so shiny and it's actually pretty bare bones. And it's, it's not necessarily luxury, but again, like Soren said, what we taste here is freedom. That's what we really love about this place. So we're willing to forego the niceties just to have our own, piece of our lives that we own fully. And so I think it was interesting to see that place. I don't think it's going to last for some reason. I just feel like if the UNSC finds out about it, they'll probably wipe it out. But I understand why John left Kwon there, because Kwon cannot go back to Reach. Obviously, they will kill her on sight. And I think also Kwon needs to level up a little bit. Maybe in her time here on this rock, she'll learn a little bit more about like combat and fighting. I'm assuming her parents probably, or her dad probably taught her quite a bit because they are part of a rebel group. But, if she wants to go up against this other guy, I can't remember his name now. I always remember him from all the other films except the one that he's in right now. But the guy who is killing off all the last of the magical people, if she wants to get revenge on him and kind of go against him, I think she's going to have to level up a bit, because he's clearly a savage. Like, he's killing all these people that are supposed to be part of his cause. And look, I don't know. He's not the kind of guy you want to tangle with unless you are ready, I guess is the point. And if Kwon goes after him now, she'll definitely end up dead or worse. So, I'm hoping that her being on this planet, or what do they call it? Yeah. I'm hoping her being on this planet with Soren and his people will give her some time to kind of get herself leveled up, get a little bit more of an idea of what the world is like outside of Magical. Because again, we have to remember that she's quite young and she never left Magical really before this. So she has a lot of catching up to do. As far as like Soren, we didn't see a ton of him except of how he ended up there and the relationship him and John have. But I think he's still going to be fairly instrumental. I mean, John did need somebody outside of the whole UNSC to give him kind of a touch point. And I think that he's still going to be someone we're going to see a few more times, maybe. Like, I guess my main thing is I just don't want to see Soren's kid end up, paying the price for this connection. I think the other reason too that we did the whole side quest with Soren and the whole planet too was, of course, for John to meet, what was his name now? Reth, who apparently has been taken by the aliens, but the aliens didn't kill him. Apparently the aliens have figured out that humans are the key to turning on these artifacts. I guess they can't do it. And so they brought Reth in there thinking that maybe he would be someone who could do it. I think they might have done a heck of a lot more than just have him touch the object, but it was good in that he gave some insight to John that at least we now know that the aliens are capturing humans to try to figure out how to turn this thing on. And now that they're not just going to be after the artifact, they're going to be after John now, because he is someone they know for sure is someone who can activate these relics. Again, I don't know if he can activate all the relics, but we also learned that they also already have at least one, right? I think Reth was saying you have one too, or they have one, something like that. But I do believe he said something along the lines of that the Covenant already has an artifact, but they can't turn it on. And so they were grabbing another one, probably seeing it like, oh, maybe we can turn this one on. I don't know. But yeah, so now that they know that John can to activate them, I have a feeling he's definitely number one on their list of people to grab. And now we saw that the girl, who they call their what is it? Their blessed one, I think they called her the blessed one. She wants to go and be the person to get the artifact back. And I think also get John. They didn't want that. They don't want to lose her. And I think, again, their real fear is that if she's around other humans, she might defect. She said, if you want to get this thing without going to war, you're going to need someone who can get close to them. And obviously, you know, Jar Jar Binks' nation is not going to be able to sneak in and pass for a human, right? So this is where she comes in clutch. Now that John has decided to go back to the UNSC, this does change a few things. We know now that that Halsey wants to try this new Cortana project. I think she's definitely going to try to get control of John's mind again. It's going to get messy, and I'm hoping that the other Spartans are going to be part of what might help him escape if that turns out to be the case. So I'm going to continue to watch, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video.